Hi, this is Christine from Tamar's Hope, and I wanted to come on real quick and share something I feel that the Lord has put on my heart. At first, I'd like to say that if you would like to follow us and our ministry, you can follow us on Facebook at Tamar's Hope, also on Instagram at Tamars_Hope, and you can follow us also on Instagram at Tamars_Hope. And our website is tamarshopeusa.org. Once again, that's tamarshopeusa.org to follow us for our ministry and upcoming events and all the stuff that we have going on. So first, I wanted to say that as I was thinking this morning, it really brought me back to a place where when I first got started on my journey with the ministry, I remember there was a time that God distinctly spoke to me, and this was many years where, many years ago, where God really spoke to me before the ministry got started and everything. And I really felt the Lord come to me one day, and He had put on my heart for a long time to start the ministry. And I was running. I was like Jonah. I didn't want to start a ministry, and I clearly distinctly heard the voice of the Lord say to me at one point. He said, I want you to go back. And what He meant by that is, I want you to go back into the places that I rescued you from, and I want you to rescue others. And I was really upset when I heard the Lord say that to me. I was actually offended, and I didn't want any part of it, because there was a point where in my life where I had actually made an inner vow to myself when I finally escaped all of the abuse, and I escaped just with my life. I promised myself that if I ever made it out of there, specifically in Newark, that I would never go back again. And I meant it, and I had no intentions and no desire to ever return. And then that's when I heard the voice of the Lord one day, many years later, and He said to me, I want you to go back. And I just, like I said, I was very upset. I was angry, and I was offended, and I didn't want any part of that, going back into that that area, or just even that way of life. And the Lord worked on me for several, I don't know whether it was a couple of months or weeks, or but He worked on me for several weeks, several months, and just continued, just tapping on my heart and saying, I want you to go back out there and rescue those that, where I've rescued you from. And then, it might have even, I don't even know, it might have been even longer. It might have been a couple of years. And the Lord was very patient with me. He was very patient with me. And there was one point when I remember He was gradually upping the ante, and He said to me, Christine, I did not rescue you from the life that you came out of in order to just, live in your nice little, bubble and your, American dream, your 2-car garage and your white picket fence and your German Shepherd and your suburban lifestyle, and being a stay-at-home mom. And I guess there was a lot of shame. Also in going back. I felt that, that was something that I didn't want deal with ever again. And I just wanted to remove myself as far away as possible from that situation. And, and then I still continue to run. I still continue to just, push it sweep it under the rug, push it down, and ignore, ignore the voice of the Lord, honestly. And then it was a little while after that again, where the Lord had come to me, and he was a little bit more stern in this, and he said, Christine, it's fine if you don't want to do it. That's fine, but I will find someone else who will do it. And just, if you don't do it, just know that there's no guarantees that, that can never happen again. And not that God was threatening me or anything like that, but don't hear what I'm not saying. It was like God was saying to me, I've removed you from that for a purpose, and you're running and you're hiding from your calling because I distinctly allowed you to go through that for a reason and for a purpose. And just to act like it never happened and pretend that it never happened and go on with your life, it's not, that's not what I have for you. And there was also a lot of shame about what other people would think, starting the ministry, and oh, whatever, that was the least of my concerns, but it still was a part of it. And then when God spoke to me, I said, okay, Lord, I'll do it. It was kind of like that Esther moment, like if maybe God has brought you to this place for such a time as this, to go back into the hell that he rescued from. And I just remember the Lord saying to me, Christine, what about those other girls? What about the girls that are still out there right now? And I guess that was kind of just that was the breaking point for me. That was the selling point. It was like, okay, this is not about me. This is more than just, about my story and about what God has delivered me from, but there's still more out there that need to be rescued. So my whole point in saying this is, I was thinking about all of this morning, is just to encourage you that if you are somebody that God has put something on your heart to do, or he has rescued you from something that was beyond, belief, like is a miracle, and that you have a testimony and a story, I would just encourage you, if God is speaking to you in that way that he spoke to me, to just follow through with it, no matter what happens next, no matter what comes with it. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be, things that come up to discourage you, but I just wanted to share, what happened to me and my experience, my story, so that hopefully it can encourage you, that if you feel like God has put something on your heart to do, it's like, that movie that just came out, The Sound of Freedom, when God tells us to do something, we cannot hesitate. And here we are, years later, and God is still doing great and awesome and mighty things through the ministry, and through touching the lives of others. So I hope that this encourages you, and I will talk to you guys soon. And once again, if you'd like to follow us, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our website, and all those other platforms. And take care, and God bless.